Here are 5 things the guys do when they approach that women absolutely hate. Number 1, the indirect approach. The indirect approach is exactly what you think that it means. An approach where the guy is not being honest or forthcoming about his intentions or his feelings right out of the bat. So he might do something like ask her for directions at first, or he might stop her and say, hey, I'm looking for a present for my little sister. Can you help me? Or what do you think about this? It's basically a way to stop and work on his confidence or work on the courage it takes to be really honest that what he's really there for is to get her number. And women hate this type of approaching. They hate it because it's dishonest, they hate it because it can be deceitful, and they hate it because it can be manipulative. Now, a lot of the times women will know when a guy is approaching and he really means for it to be romantic. He's really there because he's trying to hit on her and she knows it, but she sees that he's being disingenuous about it. She sees that he's lacking the confidence and the courage that she would be so attracted to if he were to show it. It feels dishonest from the get-go. If she doesn't know that he's secretly really trying to warm up the conversation to get to know her, and he's doing it in a way that is deceitful, and she falls for it, well, that's even worse. I remember years ago, I was running some errands in a nearby city about 20 miles away, and that city had my favorite ice cream spot. It was the most amazing ice cream I've ever had. I was running errands. I actually didn't go get ice cream, but randomly a guy stopped me before I was going to my car and he said, hey, I'm new to the area. Do you know of any place I can get some good ice cream? I got so excited. I started telling him all about the ice cream place and what made it so fantastic, and I probably spoke for 3-4 minutes. After I was done telling him about the ice cream place, he said, you know what? I actually don't really care about the ice cream. I just wanted to get to know you. I felt so duped. I felt so silly. Not only feeling bad about myself, but feeling so terrible for being duped. I didn't trust him. I didn't like the feeling that I felt in my stomach, and that entire experience was just ruined. So the indirect approaches, get rid of them.
Get rid of that crap.
Number 2, the shallow approach. When a guy approaches a woman, but he's only concerned about her looks. One thing to point out, it is a wonderful thing for you to be attracted to her physically. Don't ever fake or hide the fact that you are attracted to her looks. But the key here is that women want to feel that you are curious about them beyond just their looks. So what this normally looks like is when a guy goes up to a woman, he might tell her that she's beautiful. She'll say thank you, and then right after that, he'll go for the number. Or maybe he'll ask her one question like, oh, do you live around here? She'll say yes or no, and then right after that, he'll ask for the number. It is very obvious from that type of approaching that he doesn't really care about her at all. He's not really there to get to know her. He just thought that she looked good and that was good enough for him, and he goes for the approach. Avoid this one too, guys. Number 3, the lingering approach can manifest in a few different ways, but ultimately it's when the guy is not taking action. When a guy might catch her eye, there might be some eye contact there, but then he takes forever to make a move, or he doesn't make a move at all. So now she just sees a guy that keeps looking at her, and it's just turned into creepy guy that can't stop looking at me. Or it could be that she's really attracted to him and she wants him to make a move, but he doesn't, which is just as frustrating. The lingering approach is also pretty common during night games. So it's pretty common to see guys do this at nightclubs, at bars, at pubs, and that's when the guy picks a corner or picks some spot in the room. He's holding his drink and he's waiting there in the corner, basically seeing who's gonna give him attention, who's gonna give him eye contact, or he might be fixated on one girl and he's just there staring at her the entire time. No good with the lingering approach in terms of eye contact. The next way that the lingering approach comes about is a guy following a girl. This happens a lot at the mall. It happens a lot at a supermarket. So a woman will see that the guy has spotted her and she might be down one aisle and he's kind of following her from aisle to aisle, and he either doesn't take action or he continues to follow her. He's obviously waiting to get the courage or waiting for an opportune moment, but she's feeling as this guy is stalking me and he's making me feel really uncomfortable. And the last example for the lingering approach is the whisper. So remember, the lingering approach is normally when a guy is holding back because he doesn't have the confidence or the courage yet to go out there and to say something. And he might be waiting for the perfect time because he's worried about other people seeing him. He's worried about other people hearing him. He's embarrassed to show his intentions and he's so afraid of the rejection. Remember, the more and the bolder you state your intention, the more you kind of risk embarrassment, the more flattering it is for her, and also the safer it is for her. She's gonna feel much more flattered and safe when you approach in front of a whole bunch of people versus you waiting in a corner or you kind of whispering at her, right? So if you say something really in a very low voice because you don't want others to hear, it does not make you seem confident. It does not make you seem like you are really owning that interaction, owning the attraction, and owning the approach. Avoid the lingering approach, whether it be with eye contact, following her, or doing it in a way where you're embarrassed and you need to whisper. Number 4, not going for the close. This one actually happens pretty often. This is when a guy will start an approach. He might have a great interaction with a woman, but for whatever reason, he won't close the approach, meaning he won't ask her out, he won't ask for her number or for social media. He'll just say, okay, well, it was nice meeting you. And it is so frustrating for women. This happened to me a few years ago. I was out at a park and I had a great interaction with a guy. He came, we chatted, and he just left. If I wasn't a dating coach, I would have been really confused. I see this happening a lot with my new students during the boot camps, where I mic them up so that I can give them live help and feedback during their approaches. And they might have an amazing approach where the conversation was fantastic and there was banter, but they won't go for the close. They'll be too embarrassed, too afraid to ask her for the date or ask her for the number. So after they've just had a fantastic approach, they'll come back to me and I'll say, no, go back for the approach. And thankfully our students are super coachable, so although they might be reluctant, they go for it. And 80% of the time, if not more, the woman is always responsive and gives the number. It's actually even more flattering. It's even more impressive for the woman to see, wow, the guy came back a second time. That shows even more courage, more confidence, and he showed his intention. Go for the close every time.
Always be closing. Always be closing.
Number 5, pickup artist tactics. Most women are gonna sense right away when a guy is being fake, phony, and using pickup lines where he's really just trying to manipulate her, or he's using some hacked psychology tricks to try and get what he wants. And if she doesn't pick up on that right away, she will sense very quickly that he lacks the kind of confidence that women are truly attracted to. But most women, they can tell. And when they can sense that you're using those pickup lines, they will get completely turned off almost instantly and run the other way. These are just some of the ways that women hate being approached. If you want to be able to approach confidently, naturally, in a way that it doesn't take any effort, in a way where it just feels right, and that women are sensing that from you, they're sensing the confidence, they're sensing the openness, then book a call with us and let's explore if coaching with us is a good fit. If we are, we're going to introduce you to our mentorship program, where you're going to work with us one-on-one for 90 days and give you constant coaching and feedback to eliminate your insecurities, your limiting beliefs, the shame, the self-doubts, and we're going to replace them with unshakable confidence and a rock-solid image. We're also going to have you work with our models, and we're going to work with them where you are role-playing so that you can connect with women instantly and give them that butterfly feeling that they are just mesmerized by your charm. And lastly, we're going to take you out in person to a 3-day live bootcamp where you're going to experience everything that we teach so that you level up quickly, and we're putting it into action right away. If you want to work with us and transform your dating life, click the link below and book that call now, and we'll see if it's a good fit. I'll see you there.